The first reviews for Thor Love and Thunder are in, and as much to be expected, critics' hearts and cheeks are Thor from Love and Thunder. Excuse the joke, mate. But hey yo, people are saying things from this is by far the funniest MCU movie to calling it the outright best Marvel film ever put together. And you know what? They might not be lying. Yo, what's up? It's Kendall with Normies to Nerds. Please drop a like and subscribe to the channel because we are on the grind to 1,000 subs. Let's get it. Because yo, these reviews have recently hit the internet and bro, it's looking pretty good for your boy Thor and Lady Thor. I mean, last year Taika said that Thor 4 would be the best MCU movie ever made. And while these reviews make it seem like he was reaching just a little bit, I personally think that he really is not that far off. I'll let you know why I think that, but only after we talk about what people who actually saw the movie had to say. So we'll start off with Kristen Acuna with Insider, who says Thor Love and Thunder is great. The best entry in Phase 4 behind Shang-Chi and No Way Home. I laughed, I cried, then I laughed and cried some more, in that order. Natalie Portman is finally given her due. Dr. Jane Foster is more than worthy of being the mighty Thor. The next review is from review juggernaut Eric Davis, who wrote, another classic Thor adventure. Thor Love and Thunder is everything I wanted it to be. Big, colorful, weird Guns N' Roses fueled battles to go with a hopeless romantic story and discovering love in unexpected places. Christian Bale, Russell Crowe are especially great in Korg. We go on to Eric Italiano with Bro Bible. He wrote Thor Love and Thunder is the funniest film in the MCU. The jokes are excellent as the cast is delivering them. Christian Bale, obviously, is also terrifying as Gore, but the plot felt flat and stakeless. Not sure if that's a Thor problem or an MCU without a big bad problem. Now I'm capping off with Mike Ryan, who tweeted Thor Love and Thunder is the greatest MCU movie, or for that matter, any movie ever. Now look, I know some people might call Mike Ryan a shill after that review, but hold up, he might really be onto something. I mean, I have my own reasons why I believe Mike Ryan isn't really just wild and completely out here, but out of all of the reviews, I'm leaning more into what Eric Italiano had to say when it comes to setting my own expectations for the movie. Like obviously, from the trailers, the movie is going to be pretty effing funny. And of course, Christian Bale is going to kill it as Gore. I mean, you just look at the trailers and you can get that vibe. But I can definitely see the issue of the plot not feeling like it has a lot of stakes, being one hang up for some fans out there, even if they love the movie. And to be honest, that point kind of goes in line with the critiques that we've heard from most of the Phase 4 MCU films. And I mean, as crazy as Doctor Strange 2 was, the stakes really were not well done, even though steaks are best served medium. Again, mate, excuse the steak joke. But on the other hand, there are some things that are highlighted in these reviews that make me confident in my year-old prediction that Thor 4 will be at least top 5 MCU. First, these reviews seem to be high on the acting from everyone involved. Everyone from Thor to Korg is getting mad love for their performances and chemistry on scene. But for me, when it comes to Marvel films especially, chemistry between characters, regardless of their relationships, means a lot to the. Like also, did I mention they said this movie is funny? Like, bruh, I'm not going to spend that much time on this point. But all I gotta say is, like, it's time to lighten the mood, especially after what we got in Multiverse of Madness. But do you want to know the real reason why I think Thor Love and Thunder will crack the top 5? Drop a sub, let's get it. Because I'm really banking on Thor Love and Thunder, bringing Thor to a new emotional arc as a character and adding an element that I think Ragnarok was missing. And you know, I already have Ragnarok in my top 5. But for real, we've seen Thor lose loved ones over and over and over again. I say we've seen him lose more than any other superhero that we've seen in the MCU. And I mean, until the rumors came out that we'd be seeing more of Jane Foster, Lady Thor, I thought that he'd be losing Jane at the end of this movie too. But it seems like that's not where we're going though. Instead, I can see this being an arc where Thor is learning how to love again and live with a different purpose. Going from someone who feels the need to go out into the galaxy to try to find himself to being a Thor who is more knowledgeable about himself and his place in the universe. I'd even say that after this movie, maybe we'd even get a little bit of a switch in tone from Thor a bit in future movies. I mean, yo, I love jokey Thor, but like for real, how long can we really expect them to keep this going on with Thor and if to not get old and also continue to dive more into Thor's stories? You can't really do that with this type of vibe that's going on here. And the last thing that I picked up from these reviews that I think will absolutely land this in the top 5 is the villain play along with the action that will boost this movie. Like everyone, including Chris Hemsworth, is saying that Christian absolutely kills it as Gore and is one of the top villains in the MCU already. Like, and think about some of the best villains. You got Killmonger, Thanos, all adding to the movies as villains, rather just serving as a role as a primary opposition to the hero. Also, as well, these powers that are coming from the Necro Sword that are on display, go watch my video that I did before about Gor's potential origin being connected to Asgard. Either way, I know these scenes are going to crush it with the fight scenes because we've already seen a bit where they're going to be doing something very creative with the coloring of these fight scenes, and I just cannot wait to see all of that come together. And also just an honorable mention about what this movie will do. I also want to highlight just some of the reviews that I've seen on the music and the things that are going to be going on in the movie when it comes to the music and how it's connecting. I'm very interested to see if they do something power set wise, similar to what we saw in Multiverse of Madness when Doctor Stranges were fighting with the music notes and whatnot. I'm kind of curious to see if we'll see something like that go down in Thor Love and Thunder. If they execute it well, I can see that being another thing that continues to boost this movie up because everybody loves Guns N' Roses. But let me know what you think about the reviews in the comment section below. Let me also know what you think this movie is going to do overall. Like, do you think it's going to slap? Do you think it's going to reach top 5 MCU? What do you think is just going to be mids? Look, I'm really banking that this is probably going to be top 5 or maybe even top 3. Like, that's got to be very strong. But it's going to be very high up there for me as a movie because, look, I already love Thor Ragnarok. It's already in my top 5. That might have to get bumped out. Like, Shang-Chi and Thor Ragnarok are on the chopping block probably for this movie to get into the top 5. So I'm interested to see if we'll get that type of vibe from this. But let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.